I want this chance to show you that your garden karate is so much nonsense, and that's quite easy to do. I know Kung Fu.
Show me. Alright, thank you for joining us for another exciting edition of H8L Presents Fist Fights and Fried Rice Podcast. I am your host, and joined with me as always, from parts unknown, the man known as Deku is here. What's going on, brother?
None much, man. Usman is our era.
We'll see.
Of GSP.
As cool as the other side of the pillow, I gotta get from my man, Justice Magnificent.
What's going on? Kamar Marty Snoozman sucks.
So cool we can't talk. His lips are iced shut.
And of course, my hetero life mate, my spirit animal, UTBABYA, joining us as well. How are you doing this evening, brother?
I'm excellent. How are you?
And I'm doing fantastic, man. As the great McGriddles would say, the minutes are turning into days, days into weeks, weeks into months. Oh, living this quarantine life. Hopefully Uncle McGriddles will be able to join us a little bit later on, because I'm sure that he is going to want to get in on today's topic. And today's topic, man, we're talking anime. Well, before we get started, let me go ahead and get our plugs out of the way.
Be sure to listen, like, share, and subscribe for the latest episodes, news, and updates. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at h8l.muaythai or at fistfights.friedricepodcast. Twitter, check us out at h8l_fight talk.
Gentlemen, anime.
We have finally gotten to this point.
Deku, my man, would you be as so kind as to let us know what we are eating this evening?
I wanna kiss him!
Ah, man, you just never get tired of that, man. You never get tired of it. Okay, what we're eating today. Some soul food the other day, and my homegirl at work, it was like, hey, my mom owns a restaurant and catering business, you should check it out. So I checked it out, and Ruthie's of Charlotte meatloaf wings, man, you gotta try it. I don't eat shrimp like that. I don't really eat a lot of seafood, but man, the pulled pork shrimp with mac and cheese, delicious. Not delicious, delicious. And also, I had her collard greens quesadilla, which is like that's what she's really known for. And that's for all you vegetarians and I guess vegans. I don't know really how that goes with you guys, but that collard green quesadilla is delicious. She's on Instagram and Facebook, Ruthie's of Charlotte. But if you're looking for some good old Southern food, you just got out of church, you've been listening to the preacher preach his ass off for 3 hours trying to get your tithes and offerings. I just wanted to say that I still don't really know how to spell perfectionism. Give me another 2 or 3 episodes and I'll get back with you guys.
Well, gentlemen, like I said at the top of the show, we are talking anime. So I'm just going to jump right into it. When did you gentlemen discover anime? Because for me, lifelong fan. My old man was into it. and I want to say that his old man was into it, going all the way back to like Astro Boy and Go-Go Robo and all of that. And I'm just dying to figure out when you guys got into it. Justice, let's start with you.
Well, I would say it was about 1994-ish. Stars Network, late at night, Saturday night. It's this cartoon on Vampire Hunter D. Guy looks like the Undertaker with a long sword and killing vampires. I'm just like, man, this is it. And then the greatest anime of all time. I know we ain't got to that point yet. Movie. Akira. Oh man.
UTBABYA, how about yourself, sir? When did you get into anime?
And so, anime proper. I think I got into anime proper sometime around middle school when Cartoon Network started running DBZ. It was my first introduction to anime proper. I will say I got introduced to very violent cartoons at an early age.
Nice.
When my dad introduced me to the animated version of The Hobbit, that English style of animation, which seems to have gone away. I don't know why. I don't know if just anime flooded the market or something. But it was like, oh, cartoons can be bloody and violent. This is awesome. So then, once I got introduced to DBZ, kind of went down that rabbit hole, and then actually similar to Justice, next and kind of the biggest aha moment was when I saw Akira.
Deku, when'd you get into anime?
Oh man, it was actually remember it like it was yesterday. My first two shows of introduction to anime was DBZ and Pokemon. Those are my favorite shows ever growing up.
What anime do you remember most fondly? And I think for me, Fist of the North Star. Absolutely mind-blowing. They were doing things in cartoons that I had never seen before, and on top of that, it was centered around vengeance and martial arts. Man, I was sold. I was in.
The anime that really I remember most fondly is Dragon Ball Z. It teaches you life lessons, friendship, teamwork, never giving up.
Justice, about yourself.
I just want to say one thing. Goku is damn father in the history of anime.
And we're not talking about he's a deadbeat dad, but we're not talking about that, okay?
He's a deadbeat dad, but he could fight.
For me, Cowboy Bebop, and that just because everything was just memorable, man. Oh man, I can't think of the old man's name. The old man on the ship.
You talking about Jet?
It was just, man. Yeah. He was just one of them characters. Like when I had never seen it before, but when I saw his character, it was just like I was drawn to it. Music, when you started getting into like the lo-fi and things like that, man, it was just cool, man.
UTBABYA, how about yourself?
So I do have a different one, but I do agree with Justice. Man, Bebop was just a hell of a run.
Absolutely.
But for me, the most memorable, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Bravo.
Man, that's a good one.
Man.
There's so much going on there, especially once you find out what the Evas really are. Also, I loved how creative they were with the different angels.
Since we're all anime fans here, did this inspire any of you to get into martial arts because of anime? Seeing how we've all basically met each other through martial arts.
Most definitely, man. Especially for me with Dragon Ball Z. You're gonna get a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
I see that. I'm seeing that. I have a feeling if you don't mind me, just go ahead and jump into it. I have a feeling Dragon Ball Z is your number one.
Yeah, it is.
I have words for you later on, but I'll hold on to it for now. But continue, sir.
Okay. But yes, definitely. I always wanted to be a Super Saiyan, but I had to come to reality that,
You're black?
which hit me at 20, that it is not possible to become a Super Saiyan. So the next greatest thing to me to becoming a Super Saiyan is to be a fighter.
Justice, how about yourself?
Actually, I'm the opposite. I was already kind of had my interest in martial arts,
Okay.
and my interest in martial arts came from basically Chuck Norris, Van Damme, and wrestling. To be honest,
Okay.
but before there was Goku, I had watched Shadow Skill and Scarface and the Karuta School on Shadow Skill. I was already into that. Like that made sense if you ever seen Shadow Skill the movie. And and Ella talks about how the slaves and had their hands chained up and how they defended themselves. I related to that a lot more than before we got to the Dragon Ball Z and the terrible baby fathers like Goku and Vegeta, stuff like that.
UTBABYA, how about yourself?
I think I was like 6 when I decided that I wanted to some kind of fighting, and so my mom put me in the Taekwondo class at the local athletic club. Let me watch Enter the Dragon, and that was a mistake because then I was hooked. Seeing like DBZ and then some of the other animes, the fire stoked as well. So it definitely had a good motivating effect in my life.
So guys, we're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, I want to discuss your thoughts on old school anime versus the new school. And we are back. Gentlemen, old school versus new school in terms of anime. You've probably grown up with a certain type of anime, a certain feel, a certain look. I think UTBABYA hit the nail on the head. Back in the day, anime carried more of almost like a more European animation style. Like if you look at early Gundam, or if you looked at even like a Steam Boy or something like that, they focused more on trying to make the characters look a little bit more European-ish, and I don't know if maybe that was something that they did to try to relate to American audiences, but I'm actually glad that they've done away with that, and they've really found their rhythm now in terms of anime. Anime now has a distinct and unique look, except for Dragon Ball Z, where everyone has the exact same face, just a different haircut. But I'll get to that later when I go through my top 10. I'm not going to gripe on that now.
Gotta keep it simple.
So it's going to be great when we get to it.
I know, right? So do you guys find yourselves, like when you watch an anime, do you guys find yourselves gravitating more towards the older anime, or do you find yourselves getting more engulfed into more of the new school anime?
All right, so for me, to me, the quality of animation in the old school, in some of the old school, quality of the animation is very different from new anime. Seems a lot choppier to me.
Because, like, I'm glad you used Akira as an example, because that's what I was going to use. You look at the action sequences of Akira, everything is fully detailed. You can make out everything.
Yeah.
When when Tetsuya fires that freaking laser and he's riding on the world's coolest motorcycle, everything is vivid. Everything is bright. I'm almost positive back then everything was hand-drawn.
Right.
I'm almost positive the majority of those older animes were all watercolors, all single cells. You know, they had a different frame rate than what they use now. And I'll use this as an example. I look at some of the fight scenes of like Naruto Shippuden, and some of that looks like shit.
Yeah.
Some of it looks
Absolute
like
trash.
absolute dog shit.
Wow.
No, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the action sequences for what they are. But if you look at some episodes of Shippuden, especially if they're doing like a war sequence and one dude's taking out like 40 people, it starts off bright, it starts off vivid, you can make out everything, and then it starts to look distorted. Colors aren't filled in, half the faces aren't drawn, and I get it, you know, you have to sacrifice some things in order to do a lot of these elaborate fight scenes, but I think that's also what happens when you go from hand-drawing each still to utilizing more computer software. That's just me.
Okay.
I hear. Go ahead, you chime in.
Okay. Well, for me personally, I love the newer style, the new school style of anime.
Okay.
Because to me, the old school style, now don't get me wrong, that they were the OGs, and because of the old school style animes, we wouldn't have the newer generation of animes that we know and love today. But at the same time, it just looks poorly drawn to me. It feels like it's a mixture of colors. Now, and for me to say that, I will also say this. It's funny that you mentioned Naruto, especially Shippuden. I remember one fight scene. The Madara finally made his presence known on the battlefield, and before he went and attacked and pretty much destroyed the whole Alliance army, it was fresh, looked nice and everything, but once he started running through people and just pretty much handing everybody their asses to them, I feel like it was a homage back to the older style of anime, where like he was, zipping through and to and fro and destroying enemies and everything. I feel like when new generation anime does that, they pay homage back to the old style of anime. That's how I feel, but I like the newer generation. There's more cleaner. Okay, yes, it's not hand drawn the old fashioned way, but it's a reason why it's called the old fashioned way.
Well, let me ask you this.
Something better.
Let me ask you this, Deku. Are you familiar with Samurai Champloo?
Yes.
Okay. I will take the Pepsi challenge on this. You can find any one-on-one or two-on-one sword fight in all of Samurai Champloo, and I guarantee it will not hold up to even the weakest, lamest fight scene of Ninja Scroll.
Okay.
True. And the reason why I say that is because it was just a different style of animation back then. When Jubei in Ninja Scroll is fighting the blind swordsman in the bamboo forest, everything has its own unique feel and everything has its own unique design. Not a single bamboo tree looks like the other. Not a single character looks like the other. Another knock against Dragon Ball Z. No one is sharing the same face in the older style animes. That was one of the beauties of the older style animes, and that's why we as fans had to wait so long for a series to get to the next episode or a movie to have a sequel, because again, they were hand drawing everything. So everything took weeks, months, sometimes even years to get a proper sequel or a proper send-off for a particular series. Now, don't get me wrong,
that makes sense.
I have nothing against the new style of anime. I really don't. It's just, to me, sometimes the sequences get muddled. Now, don't get me wrong, they do hand-to-hand combat scenes better now than they did back then. Like, if you take Sasuke and Naruto, man, those fight scenes are intricate. Where it starts to lose some of that pizzazz and some of that cleanliness is when, dude does his shadow clone jutsus and now you got 40, 50, 60 Narutos on a screen. You're not taking the time to detailing each and every single individual one of those clones. But back in the day, you would have. Hence, if I take Gundam from like 1986 and I compare it to a new age or modern, mech anime, Gundam's going to hold up better than the new stuff. And the reason being is because each one of those Gundams has a distinct feel, a distinct look, a distinct characteristic, something that you don't really find today in a lot of the newer or the new age anime.
I have to respectfully disagree with you on that one, man, because especially with the Naruto, the Shadow Clone comparison, I think all the Shadow Clones that they do is clean as fuck to me. I'm talking about a clean uniform.
But how familiar are you with the old school animes, if you don't mind me asking? And the reason why I ask is because I said, how familiar are you with the old school anime? Because the example you gave was, I came home from school and I was watching Dragon Ball Z, and that's what kicked off my whole anime.
I understand your question, but I'm not going to say I'm like as balls deep into it, but I know more than the average person when it comes to old school anime. I'm not saying I'm on any level.
Right.
Let's just say I watch more new generation anime than older school, but I've seen like I said, more of the average person.
Okay. Justice, yourself, sir.
So the thing about that is, I do like some new school.
Oh, absolutely.
Is when you start outsourcing. There are a lot of studios are outsourcing artists.
Yes.
That's the issue. I know a lot of people go crazy about Toyo Taro for Dragon Ball Super. Some episodes he did, some episodes he didn't. It's not consistent for me. Old school, like I said, Akira, they were dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, one I have to name off, which completely sucks, but people are dedicated to it, is One Piece. Animation in One Piece, you have a lot more artists dedicated to it, and they're not outsourcing that, and that's why it looks the way it does. As far as new school, going into that new school look, when you try to transition into that newer school anime, like You got Attack on Titan, and you got shows like Super. You got shows like oh man, what's the name? Black Clover and My Hero Academia. So Naruto, that third grade ninja war, it was rushed. It was rushed. They had so many fillers. It was rushed through. They had to catch up to the manga. And yeah, you could call it
I hear Deku in the
paying
back.
homage to the old. You could call it paying homage to the old school, but the original Naruto was drawn. The artwork was better than Shippuden by a long shot.
Deku, how you feel about that, man?
No, I don't feel, because I just don't believe he said that. As you can probably tell, I'm a huge Naruto fan. Also, I get you kind of threw me a curveball on that one, man. I didn't expect you to say that. But
You can't tell me the original was what. You can't tell me that Shippuden was better than the original art style wise. You
There's
cannot
no
tell
way.
me that.
way better.
You're fucking high.
Man.
You're sniffing dick. There's no fucking way. There's no way. You find that. Wait, hang on. Seriously, you find the art style in Shippuden better than the original Naruto series?
Yes.
You ain't a fan.
100%.
I don't know you. You ain't a fan.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan.
Do we know any optometrists that Deku can go to?
Man,
Oh wow! This is where we're at. Huh. Hey,
Man.
okay. See, that's how it is. People think the person that's talking the truth, or what a cool kid saying nowadays, woke, is crazy, or needs an eye doctor, or needs something's wrong with his hearing, or whatever. But it's okay.
That, you know what? I respect the fact that that's the hill you choose to die on, and you're going to go to bat for it, and you're going to battle for it. But man, that really shocks me, because when I think about the animation style between the series, to me, Shippuden doesn't even hold a candle.
Wow.
I'll go so far as to say, in my opinion, Shippuden is the red-headed bastard stepchild. Like, it's,
Wow.
it looks like a whole different crew worked on that series.
Because
So this is like that gold versus blue dress that went around on the internet a few years ago. Like half the people think the dress is blue, half people think it's gold.
I thought you guys would be different, because I hear a lot of what you guys are saying throughout the anime community, and I thought they were smoking dog shit. Apparently, everybody thinks this.
UTBABYA, how about yourself, sir?
I kind of lost the question and all the excitement here.
Old school or new school anime? Which one you feeling?
Oh, old school. Hey, I just put on Akira. It is shitting on everything from like the 90s on up. Oh my god. Just the way they animate things like fire and smoke. It's worlds apart. Like Akira is filet mignon, then Dragon Ball Z is a dried up stalk of asparagus.
Oh man.
Wow.
With a little bit of piss drizzle on it.
Wow. Wow. Piss drizzle.
True though, the animation is, and I granted, I understand that Akira is iconic, and it's a movie, so it's a one-off, so they're gonna put a lot of more effort into it. But still, it's a completely different thing. So yeah, I'm going old school. Even Vampire Hunter D is just shitting all over the new stuff. It's can't hold a candle to the old stuff.
I find myself gravitating more towards the old school, but I can definitely appreciate the new school anime when it's done correctly. And an example of a new school anime done correctly through and through from beginning to end, Death Note. That anime series was drawn flawlessly from beginning to end. The storyline was unique. It was creative. It was different. It clearly, it didn't really borrow heavily from too many other source material. What makes Death Note stand out is its ability to have affected people the way that it did. Death Note was treasured and hated all over the world. The people that hated it were those that were terrified of the kids that were coming to school with notebooks and writing their names in. Death Note had such an impact.
I remember that.
Yeah, Death Note had such an impact that kids were getting kicked out of school because teachers would see them writing their names in black notebooks.
Oh.
People that didn't even see the anime were biting off that shit. You see, Deku, that's what it means to have a lasting impression. When people that aren't even familiar with the source material knows what it is. I keep forgetting that your anime knowledge is based on Toonami. My bad.
It's not. It was for a while till I got to college. It was for a while till I got to college.
Crunchyroll wasn't a thing for you. You didn't know what Funimation was until you were 22.
Wow. Okay, wow. Really? Like, I didn't know. It said it on the end of. You know what? Never mind. I'm not about to do this back and forth with you. You're reeling me in right now, and it's working, but no. DC was good.
That's what the kids call triggered. That's what the woke kids call triggered. So since we're on the subject of triggering, Mr. Deku, I gotta ask you guys. And I have a feeling this is going to get into a really unique conversation. What anime or animes do you consider to be just completely fucking overhyped? Who would like to start first?
I would.
Oh, okay.
One anime that I feel like is overhyped, and I still can't really get into it right now. I don't know. Is Bleach. I feel like it's overhyped.
Okay.
Very overrated. And sometimes I go back and forth with that with One Piece.
Justice.
Well, I'm gonna say Dragon Ball. Now,
what'd you say?
Dragon Ball overhyped. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball.
Are you saying Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Just the whole series altogether.
Wow.
The whole series.
All right.
Yeah, because Dragon Ball was great.
Thank you.
Dragon Ball was great.
Got the sound.
Dragon Ball Z was. It had good moments, but here's the thing. When you look at the entire series, when you talk about the movies like Tree of Might, and those type of movies, you even talk about GT. It's not consistent. It's not a consistent storyline. It makes no sense, and the plot, Goku always wins, and we
Really,
know
nigga?
for a fact that shouldn't be the case. Baby beat who?
Baby.
Maybe Goku.
Yeah, but plot brought Goku back, right?
I mean, isn't that with every anime? The evil person is not going to win.
No. But then you don't have supporting characters like Vegeta, who has the most growth
Yeah.
in that entire series, and he gets shitted on every manga chapter, every series there is. And let's be honest, he beat Goku twice. He had to have help.
I got a hot take on that.
Teamwork.
Vegeta is the Professor Snape of the DB universe. He's the real hero of that entire story.
I need you to say it again, sir.
Vegeta is the Professor Snape of the Dragon Ball universe, the real hero of the entire story.
One more time.
Vegeta is the goddamn Professor Snape of the DBZ universe, the fucking real hero.
Yeah, I mean, okay. He was the hero when they beat Kid Buu because he came up with the game plan. I understand that, but
And Cell.
what? No, he was crying over when Trunks got killed.
How about new?
Okay.
How about new?
Okay, so
How
okay,
about new?
when they had Kamehameha waves going at each other, and the Cell Juniors was beating down Piccolo and Krillin and had Yamcha, in the corner somewhere. Vegeta hit the final flash that damaged Cell again to save the day. Come on, man.
You're right, but who was pretty much giving Gohan advice?
He had
who was encouraging Gohan from the deaths? I don't see Vegeta doing that with Trunks. Let's put people in different roles. Say if Trunks was doing his burning attack, whatever, and Vegeta had died or got killed somehow, would Vegeta's spirit be behind Trunks? I think not. We know Vegeta. Don't get me wrong.
First of all, let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Gohan wouldn't even know how to do anything if it wasn't for his real father, Junior, aka Piccolo.
Facts.
Because Piccolo raised Gohan.
Facts.
While Goku was off playing
Getting
training
better.
or whatever, getting better and not
better because they
not
knew
being a
they
father
knew
figure.
that. Okay, look,
Hey,
they knew
That's pretty good.
that for their only way to beat the Saiyans is for Goku to go train with King Kai. Anybody else, it wouldn't have mattered. Yes, they would have got better. Yes, they would have got stronger, but they wouldn't have got strong like Kakarot.
What happened after the Namek? What happened after Namek? Why he didn't come back? Gohan just out there on his own with Krillin.
I mean, bro, he was hurt. I mean, he but when he found out, he went, he trained, and started putting foot to ass. Okay.
What uniform did Gohan wear when he fought Cell?
Facts.
I mean, you gonna take out after your first teacher. That's just only natural.
Who did Gohan train with for the tournament of power in Super?
Facts.
I mean, I saw him training with Goku.
His daddy Piccolo.
No. First of all, it's not his father. Okay. He's a stepfather. Okay. All right. It's a difference.
I disagree. Piccolo's that nigga's dad. Sometimes, there's an old expression, blood doesn't always make you family, actions do, and I think Piccolo proved that he's more of a father than Goku will ever.
But
shit!
Okay, but when Gohan got done training, become Ultimate Gohan, and came back, what uniform was he wearing? See, y'all didn't catch that? Okay, when he got done, when the old Kai gave him his powers, or gave him, supposedly unlocked his ability. Mm-hmm. What uniform was he wearing when he came down to face Super Buu?
He wore Goku's uniform
exactly
as a remembrance because Goku was technically playing dead again.
Was playing
I have a question, guys. Why are we talking about the most overhyped series in anime history?
Ooh.
Why are we spending so much time on this one?
Well, I mean, because it's so overhyped. Now, as I had said earlier on in the show,
that makes sense.
As I said earlier on in the show, I respect the old school and the new school. Where I tend to lose a little bit of respect for DBZ is the lazy animation. Everybody got the same fucking face, just different hairstyle, different outfit. Now,
let's not forget the great texturing of all the terrain.
Oh, you got to.
With, mountains made of 8 lines.
DBZ is the only anime that I actually can't listen to in its native tongue because whoever voices Goku sounds horrendous.
That's fair.
Yes, but she sounds horrible. DBZ is the only anime that I'm like, you know what? I need this bitch dubbed because listening to this in its native tongue just makes me just want to beat my head against the wall. Yeah. Now I will give DBZ this much. In terms of an action anime, you'd be hard pressed to find any anime that does it better. Fist of the North Star. But you'd be hard pressed to find any anime that does the rapid fire punching. Fist of the North Star. The what do you call it? The instant transmission disappearing whenever someone goes to hit you and you end up behind them. Fist of the North Star. You'd be hard pressed to find any other anime, Fist of the North Star, that does it better, Fist of the North Star, than DBZ.
Actually, that is not instant transmission. That is called super speed. Instant transmission is what only Goku and Supercell, Super Perfect Cell has.
Oh, somebody doesn't read the manga.
He does not.
Ooh.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I've never read any.
Because Vegeta has it now.
Oh.
Denied.
Man.
And then here's the other thing. Piccolo,
The realest nigga in that
evil,
anime.
right? The evil guy who took a back seat, because he technically should be one of these, if not the strongest character at this point, because he worked harder than anybody with the exception of Vegeta, and he took a back seat to train their son to become one of the strongest people in the universe. The guy gets no shine.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. He did take a back seat.
You know, the real sad story of DBZ, as everyone in some kind of way has gotten some type of redemption arc or some kind of moment where they truly rise to the occasion and overcome the most harrowing of odds. Everyone on that show has done that, except for Yamcha. I don't know what it is about Yamcha, but they hate that nigga. I am convinced. I am convinced people sit around in an office one day and they're like, you know what? Even though Yamcha beat a young Goku, and he did beat a young Goku back in the Dragon Balls series with the Wolf Fang Fist, that was his highest achievement. He has been relegated to cannon fodder ever since. The fact that when you are predominantly known for your death pose is sad. One of the reasons why I consider DBZ to be overhyped is because it's the same story. Every story arc is exactly the same. Goku working out, being a deadbeat dad, ignoring his wife. A challenge comes up. He falls short initially. Now I gotta go train. As I'm training, the world is just falling into fucking chaos and all my friends are dying and getting the ever-living shit kicked out of them or whatever the case may be. I learn a new skill. I use this skill. I save the day. I'm the strongest motherfucker on the planet. Here comes challenge number 2. Wash, rinse, repeat. Here comes challenge number 3. Wash, rinse, repeat. It just got so predictable that for me, it wasn't fun anymore. And I think that's where, at least for me, where I've started to sway against DBZ and Super and all GT and all that shit, was when you create characters that literally become gods, what's the point of these other secondary and third-rate characters?
Well,
I mean, because clearly characters were far more powerful in the original series than as the series went on. People forget, fucking Piccolo blew a hole right through Goku's chest. Mm-hmm. And then somehow has never been able to duplicate that ever again. His special beam cannon blew a hole.
It was Raditz.
Oh, Raditz. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Raditz blew a fucking hole through his sand armor shit, out of the front, out of the back, and then through Goku. But yet he somehow has never been able to muster that strength again.
When him and Kami rejoined bodies, he was a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, but he did that
for how
prior
long?
too. He was a force to reckon for like an episode.
2 episodes, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my issue with DBZ. Like I said, I'll give it all the accolades it deserves. It is one of the best action animes ever produced, ever drawn. It is responsible for millions of people who would have never given anime a chance, an opportunity to discover anime. I will never shit on it for that. Yep. Not only that, it has helped people to want to get into martial arts, to train martial arts. Like Deku said at the beginning, that was one of the very reasons he got into martial arts, because he wanted to be a Super Saiyan. There's a lot of motherfuckers that watch Goku do his fucking Kamehameha wave into the water and evaporate half an ocean that wanted to go do the exact same shit. So for that, I will never shit on it for that. But in terms of just repetitive storyline, characters falling by the wayside, like Krillin's supposed to be the strongest human on the planet. You don't see that though. Half the time, this dude is like, "Let's go, Goku!" Oh shit, that guy is so powerful. Oh fuck, why am I here? That's a fucking shame. And then you got Tien. This dude's got the third eye of enlightenment, but he can't seem to bob and weave a punch. And his little weird Xiaosu doll that he hangs out with, that cat is worthless. But yet when you first meet Tien in a lot of this revisionist history, Tien was originally a rival student of the teacher of Master Roshi. So
That's
Tien knew all of the anti-Roshi techniques and had a great fight with Goku in one of the world tournaments. They both fell out of the ring, but since Goku's foot hit first, Tien was declared the winner. He was able to hold par with Goku. We fast forward to DBZ. This dude is like, hey, Tien, hold my shirt. I'm gonna go over there and whoop these dudes' asses. You stand here and babysit this weird little porcelain doll you hang out with. Yamcha. Oh, he's in the Yamcha death pose. All right, cool. Where's Krillin? Oh, he's hiding behind the car. All right, this makes sense. I gotcha. Oh, there go Piccolo though. He's just floating with his weighted suit on, waiting to whoop some ass. And my kid is dressed just like him. Cool.
I mean, you gotta realize you kind of had to, I guess, in that world, get with the time. You gotta realize Goku is not a human,
And I get
so
that.
naturally he's gonna get stronger because they kept them on a human level, even though they had powers, they could shoot like ki blasts or whatever the case may be. Yeah, it can do all that, but at the same time, they, like I said, they kept them on a human level.
Okay, and I
Piccolo's
respect
not
that.
a human, Goku's not a human, so they are going to naturally get stronger. That they just had to run with that, and it's like I want to touch on what UTBABYA said, like, you know, with the different story arcs and everything. I'm pretty sure Taz and Justice knows this or whatever. Like after, well, actually, almost every fan should already know this. After Goku died in the Cell games, it was just supposed to be a continuation of Gohan, you know, getting stronger throughout the years.
Nobody
and
want to see that
it was
shit.
supposed to go, huh?
Nobody want to watch that shit.
I wanted to see that after what Gohan did to Cell in the
You-
Cell games,
you
like
already
in
saw
my
it.
head,
It was him
but we
training
didn't know
with
they was gonna make
Piccolo.
him dog shit trash after that, though.
You already saw it. He hit his peak when he was training with Piccolo. That was the best, and then after that, this nigga ran around being Super Saiyan Man, the superhero
Great Saiyan
shit.
Man.
Great, yeah, that bullshit. He turned into a fucking clown, stopped training. That's his real story arc right there.
Well, he got some booty too in the midst of it too. So you know.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah,
Another anime that I consider overhyped, and I think Deku hit the nail on the head with it, is fucking Bleach, man. Man, I know some cats that will ride or die by Bleach, and I've tried watching it, and man, the premise is interesting, but the filler episodes, man, the filler episodes are ridiculous. How do you have an entire season of filler in the middle of an already ongoing season? And then by the time you get through this season of filler, it takes you back to where you left off in the
Yeah, that
original
was
season.
like, what? Huh?
I'll never forget it because my girl had to explain it to me. I'm not even going to try to attempt the season that it is, but basically, all the captains are floating in the fucking sky and they're getting ready to fight. Fucking,
Oh, when the Zanpakuto Toad actually turned into actual people.
Well, that's the second half of the fucking filler. It's when Aizen, Aizen and them fucking take over the Soul Kingdom or some stupid shit. And these motherfuckers are floating in the air and they're all just facing each other. And I'm like, okay, here it comes. This is about to be the war of wars right here. It's going to be fucking amazing. And it cuts to a fucking filler of Ichigo learning some shit, Rukia showing him some shit, Orihime just being a lovesick fucking retard. Chad is Chad. So, you know, there you go. And the other dude learns how to use his Quincy bow and arrow shit. And I'm like, okay, this goes on for a handful of episodes. And then it cuts back to them floating in the air. This makes sense. Okay, I got through that handful of episodes of filler. And then it cuts to their Zanpakutos turning into actual fucking people. And that becomes an entire season in itself. What in the fuck are we doing? By the time you get through all that shit and go back to the people floating in the fucking air, I have forgotten what the fuck is going on. And that's where I checked out of fucking Bleach, by the way. I checked out. Once I realized there's fillers inside of fillers, masking as fillers as backdrop flashbacks, no, I'm good. I'm good. But people swear by that anime. People swear by that, and people swear by One Piece. And to me, those are the three most overhyped animes on the planet. DBZ, Bleach, and One Piece. I really wanted to throw Naruto on there, but actually, I dug Naruto. I dug that shit through and through until it turned into Shippuden, and I have still not finished that shit.
You haven't finished Shippuden?
Hell no. I will.
Why?
I will gradually get. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell the truth. Once I realized that Sakura lived, there was no reason for me to continue watching because that bitch was fucking worthless.
That's understandable.
That
I mean,
bitch
I can
was
understand that.
worthless.
Why you didn't watch?
Worthless. She was worthless during the fucking Chunin exams. She was worthless in every fucking battle. That bitch was worthless when she got her fingerless gloves and actually learned how to fight. How you still getting saved by people? You suck. If there's any broad in anime that should have died, it should have been her.
Yeah, and then the third grade Ninja War, you had so many fillers and they caught in the big Genjutsu and all kind of stuff, the Tokiyami or whatever.
Yeah.
Tsukunomi. It's called Tsukunomi, okay?
Yeah, that bullshit. Yeah, it became too much. It became too much, and it was like, all right, I'll come back to it. I started on Boruto before I finished it. To be honest,
wait, did you finish Shippuden?
No, I didn't. Still haven't.
You didn't?
No, man.
Nah. Shippuden's up there on my honorable mention of overhyped anime.
Oh my god!
But I'll say this.
Dick, man.
I'll say this. If I can just muster the strength to stomach the fact that Sakura lives, I can make it through Shippuden. I just have to stomach the fact that broad lives another day.
She gets better. Yeah, she put on some gloves, but
nah, bro.
When shit really hits the fan, she gets a little better, man. It's doable.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. You
Yes, she does.
You want to know why I say this? Because the real star of that show, the realest nigga in all of Naruto,
Oh, don't say it.
Rock fucking Lee, doesn't get the love he deserves. Rock Lee, as far as I'm concerned, takes a shit on everyone not named Gaara in the world of Naruto.
Oh my gosh. Then
Gaara
you should
will
at
whip
least
your ass
watch
with
what
a
Mike Guy
handful of
does.
sand. Gaara is real as fuck, and Rock Lee is real as fuck. That nigga ain't got no power. Will get a hit of the sauce and fuck up you and your entire camp. That's the cat that I want on my team.
Yep.
Fuck Sakura.
Best fight scene in Shippuden, Deku.
Best fight. It's so many great fight scenes. It's hard for me to choose, man.
It's only one.
I bet they involve Rock
Look.
Lee.
Mike Guy, when he entered the eighth gate of death and was fighting Madara with Jinchuriki Madara.
Yes. Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Cool.
When
That's
he hit
what I
that
was looking
eighth
for.
gate, that was like, whoo boy. That's why you need to finish the series, Taz. If you like Rock Lee so much.
I do.
Shit.
I just have a hard time stomaching the idea of Sakura existing. That's it. I would have been finished Shippuden had Sakura been killed like she was supposed to.
Oh my goodness.
And hot take, I'll go on record and say this: Rock Lee will whoop the shit out of anybody in My Hero Academia and One Punch Man.
Bro. Huh?
Alright.
He will whoop all their asses on his fucking hands doing a handstand.
Alright. Okay. It's a battle for another day.
Yeah, that's a battle for another day because that's a whole nother topic. That might be Anime Talk Volume 2. Rock Lee fucking verse everybody. Now, with that being said, gentlemen, we're gonna take another quick break, and when we come back, it is top 10 list time. I can't wait to hear some of your top 10s. And we are back once again to question the integrity of the individuals on this show. We are here to question who are real fans and who are not in terms of anime. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be shitting on people, I'm going to go ahead and knock my top 10 list out of the way. I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted just standalone movies or series, so I made two. I'm just gonna run through them in no particular order, but they're kind of in order. For movies, Ninja Scroll, Sword of the Stranger, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Wicked City, Vampire Hunter D, Jinro the Wolf Brigade, Baki the Grappler, Spirited Away, for those sensitive moments, and Steam Boy. Steam Boy started an entire revolution of steampunk, so everyone can kiss my ass. Series, Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, Detective Conan, a.k.a. Case Closed, Full Metal Alchemist. I'm going to go ahead and throw Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on there as well. Attack on Titan, Death Note, Lupin the Third, Fist of the North Star, obviously, Rurouni Kenshin, and this one is one most people haven't heard of, but if you get a chance to check it out, and if you like horror-based anime, Requiem.
I've heard of that one. I heard that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's a mind fuck. It'll fuck you up. Deku, you're up, my man.
Okay. Well, I was initially just gonna do my top 10 as pretty much
Dragon Ball Z,
GT,
Dragon Ball Super,
Dragon Ball, and all the Dragon Ball Z movies.
Ooh.
But since it's I'm gonna go by the rules. This is in no order. Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Cowboy Bebop. Death Note. Pokemon.
Wait, hang on.
Attack on.
Are you talking all of Pokemon? Because there's like 40 different fucking generations of that shit.
The first generation.
That's fair. All right.
First generation. Let's see. Attack on Titan. Blue Exorcist. Full Metal Alchemist. The whole series. Dragon Ball GT.
Man.
Dragon Ball Z.
Fuck.
And Dragon Ball Super.
See, you got no old school on there, huh?
Nah.
That's fair. Okay.
I'm a new school guy.
Yeah, you held true to that. I'm gonna get back to you in a minute. UTBABYA.
All right. So my list overlaps a fair amount with yours, Taz. But
That's why you're my
I narrowed it down
spirit. That's why we are one.
around like 12 because I just couldn't pick between some of these.
Right. So fucking hard.
Here we go. So in no particular order, Fist of the North Star, Cowboy Bebop. I am a huge fan of the Berserk movies.
Oh man.
man.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Yes. I forgot about Berserk.
Spirited
Shit.
Away, Vampire Hunter D, Akira, obviously, Ninja Scroll, obviously, not so obviously, Ninja Resurrection, the second movie, Ghost in the Shell, Bubblegum Crisis because it has no fucking chill at all.
At all.
Neon Genesis Evangelion.
You are truly my spirit animal.
Boom.
Oh man, that's
See, it's so hard, man. You just should have did top 15 or 20 because I got so many.
yeah, but all your shit's new school. You the fuck that I've been like, oh, Bleach, but fucking.
I didn't like Bleach.
JoJo's weird, overly masculine gay adventures. Like, nah, man. I don't know. I'm still feeling some kind of way about that. I ever tell you that shit? All right, sidetrack for a second.
What?
So, my brother-in-law came to hang out with me. We were sitting around, shooting the shit or whatever, just enjoying each other's company or whatever. And dude was like, "Hey, man, you like anime?" I was like, "Of course I like anime. I grew up on the shit. What you know about anime?" He's like, "Man, some friends of mine told me about this real cool anime. We should check it out." I'm like, "Yeah, man, all right, cool. Yeah, let's fucking do it, man." So we kick back on the couch, and I got my feet up. I got my drink in one hand, food in the other. I'm thinking, me and my brother-in-law are about to just fucking cool out and just watch some cool shit. Next thing I know, I see a bunch of roided up, half-cut wearing shirts, low-cut jeans, walking around just talking about their muscles. He's like, "Yeah, I'm JoJo." Oh, okay. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna, this probably just has to grow on me. See, it reeled me in at first because they had that the first series had that European style animation. So I was like, oh, they're trying to take it back old school. Okay, cool. cool. Okay, it's about this little nerd. He gets beat up, and all of a sudden he just starts working out, and he's ripped as shit. He's the fucking juggernaut. Okay, yeah, steroids. I got you. All right, cool. And then it just turns into some weird homoerotic fantasy shit that just travels from generation to generation. Like, the first cat's name is Jojo, and then the kid's son is named Jojiro, and Jojojo, and Jar Jar, and some other shit. And each incarnation, they more buff than the rest and wear less and less clothing. And I was like, hey man, this the shit the kids are rocking now. This that hot shit. This is what's fresh on the streets. And he's like, yeah, me and all my friends, we're into this shit. Yeah, man, I'm on season 4 at home. Well, I'm like, man, what season am I on? He's like, man, you're on like episode 7. Yeah, we need to cut this off. I need to go do some push-ups, or I need to hang some sheetrock, or go out and kill an animal with my bare hands, just to make sure that the man in me is still right, because I wasn't used to seeing. I'm used to seeing, like, some Goku shit, nigga take his shirt off and knock down a tree, or Vegeta destroy a planet or some shit. That's some manly shit. I was used to that. I'm like, okay, I can fuck with this. I'm not used to just packs of buff dudes just hanging the fuck out, talking about muscles, and just, their special powers all involve another buff thing coming out of them. And I just... Man, if you want to question your sexuality, go ahead and watch fucking JoJo's Bizarre Homoerotic Adventure. That shit'll fuck you up. It did me. I've been fucked up on anime ever since.
I heard they say that's like really, like, a lot of people actually watch that.
No,
like,
people love that shit.
Yeah, people actually love that shit, like, for real. Because I couldn't get through the first episode. I was like, dang, this shit gay as fuck.
Right?
Hell no.
Right? Man, that shit fucked me up. I was like, this is what we doing? This is what the kids are into, huh? Well,
I'm not gonna lie. I get the same weird feeling a little bit from Baki. It just seems like they're too buff, and there's like too many shots of like leg muscles in like super tight shorts.
Well, see, that's new Baki. The old one, like when it was just Baki the Grappler, he was just a kid that worked out and just beat people up. This new Baki shit that's on Netflix,
so weird,
bro.
Yeah,
bro. Why are dudes walking around in their thongs, and we just watching flexed up quads for episodes at a time?
Dude, I watched like 2 episodes, and then I was just like, this is too... Like, I liked some of the action sequences, but I was like, this is too much. This is weird.
It made you just want to just go do some manly shit, right? You just want to go build something just for the sake of it. You got cats outside just building birdhouses for no reason. My son's inside watching Baki. That ain't for me. I'm gonna go hunt something for sport.
Fucking weird, man. It's almost like it's a closeted, like, I don't know, something. Like someone is way too into muscles.
Yeah, man. Way
like
too into
your
it.
quad should not be that juicy for no reason. Dude, it's too much, man. Knock it off.
Yeah, sorry I had to sidetrack and vent about that, but since we were talking about anime, I was like, man, I'm not letting this go without venting my frustrations over that shit. Justice, your top 10, boss.
And listen, I've been watching anime so long. It was tough, but y'all name some of the ones that are my favorites. But I'm gonna go through a list of some that nobody named off. So first, we reviewed Fatal Fury, but Street Fighter, the series, you gotta put that on there somewhere.
Some of
It
the
was one of my favorites. Street
movies. Okay, Street Fighter, but you said Fatal Fury.
Yeah, we talk about Fatal Fury.
Are you talking about Street Fighter 2
Oh, I thought you was putting Fatal Fury. I was like, bro, what?
No. Fatal Fury is trash.
So I just want to make sure I'm picking up what you're putting down. You talking about Street Fighter 2 V, like the actual anime series?
Yes.
Okay, you redeemed yourself. Okay, continue, sir.
Yeah. Okay. X, the series and the movie.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
fuck.
listen, this is underrated, man. I can't believe people don't talk
Oh,
about
I
this.
can't believe
more.
I forgot
I'm
about it.
mad
That
at
shit was
myself.
in my head for
Yeah.
months after I
Shit.
saw that.
I had to kick my own ass. I'm disappointed.
I know, me too.
I remember JoJo's homoerotic adventure, but I didn't remember that. Man.
Man, X is a classic, man. Darker Than Black is
Oh,
another
damn
one.
it.
New School, My Hero Academia.
Oh, damn. Shit, why did I?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does that not on your list, Deku? Shit.
I replaced it with all the Dragon Ball
shit?
series.
Yeah, kill yourself.
I'm gonna do honorable mention after. Just
That's fair.
don't worry.
You got Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha. Nobody said those. Y'all was tripping tonight, man. I don't know what's going on.
I'll be honest with you. I tried fucking with the Inuyasha shit, and I couldn't get past the Inuyasha Kigomi. Inuyasha Kigomi. No, hell no.
I mean, it is one of them. You kind of just Toonami. It's a Toonami classic. There you go.
Yeah. His brother was real as fuck, though. Go ahead, continue.
Yes, that's was man. Dirty Pair, Get Backers. Samurai 7.
God damn it.
I,
How did I miss that?
Dominion Tank Police. Then Akame got killed. Crazy. And then last is Durara Rara. I mean that's it, man. I mean I can go for days, man.
Oh, you and me both.
Yeah, we all
I could
can.
go for days, man.
Um,
All right, we're going to take us a short little break. When we come back, which one of you gentlemen wants to step up to the plate to attempt to synopsize this wonderful anime we watched today? 1990s Sword for Truth.
And now, our feature presentation.
This movie sucks so bad I refuse to fucking even put the trailer on here.
God. So the movie's like 43 minutes long, which first of all, what the fuck are you doing? And then secondly, I think of that 43 minutes, about 12 of it was sex scenes.
Straight porn.
It was kind of weird that so much of the movie was just those sex scenes. And they were certainly not driving the story at all, with the exception of the lesbian sex scene where it shows brainwashes the girls. So yeah, it was a really weird movie. I think that's the most frustrating thing, is that it could have been pretty decent.
This movie is completely incoherent in every way. There's not a single character that's fleshed out for any reason. You just got this dude walking around with what I first initially thought were Nazi symbols on his kimono.
Oh, right.
Right.
Apparently, they're sides that never connect or some shit.
Yeah, and they're unlucky and they stand for death, and we never find out why he wears them
ever. We never figure out, how does everyone know of him. We don't know, like, is he the greatest swordsman? Is he the most feared swordsman? You're never given any of this information, but you're supposed to believe that everyone knows of him and every bitch is in love with him. Yeah. And you mentioned the random character that shows up for no fucking reason.
The jujitsu guy who does Aikido, not jujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand. I'm trying to rationalize it, because I couldn't understand, like, was he supposed to be a hired contract killer out to find him? Because he passes him on the fucking road. They both acknowledge that they're killers, but nothing comes of it. And he has this one scene where he basically pulls a fucking Steven Seagal move and I don't want to say kills. Well, no, he does kill somebody. He pulls a Steven Seagal shit, kills this fucking dude, and that's it. And then you don't see him till the end.
It really does seem like they just fucking pushed something out and didn't get all the editing done.
I mean, for me, the guy, every line is like, you leave me with no choice. You kill the demon, you leave me with no choice.
Yeah.
Naked girl in your room, you leave me with no choice.
Well, I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's crazy because as he's hitting it, he's grabbing her arm to keep her from getting a knife because she's gonna try to kill him. And then it's like, Again, this is probably the focal point for me because the girl had her nipples were deformed or something or bad
Yeah,
animation.
she had a bad job.
And it's like, oh, anyone that made love to me doesn't deserve to live. He should die. And then all of a sudden, he puts it down like no other person in the world. And she's like, I love you. And he's like, all right, you got to get up and leave. And then all of a sudden, it's like he's killing people. I'm out. And it's just like shallow. There's no storyline.
Yeah.
Eventually, you get to a point where it's like, okay, there's a princess kidnapped. There's a sword, and there's like 2 groups of ninjas.
Yeah, but you don't know why you're supposed to care about any of it.
Nope.
Facts.
The only memorable scenes are 2 sex scenes. The one with the big ninja broke the Koga ninja in half on across his back, backbreaker style. Yeah, and there was and the guy jumping around like the Freddy Krueger guy from Samurai Showdown. Yeah, it
So
just
creepy.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
First off, when I remembered that it was 40 minutes long, I was like, oh, well, that's cool, man.
That's an episode.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is all right. Okay, you know what? Boom. I remember it vaguely, but I'm pretty sure I enjoyed it. Man, I'm watching this shit. I'm literally just eating lunch watching this, and I'm like, man, there's a good 15 minutes of this where it's just basically a girl going down on another girl, and supposedly she's doped up on fucking opium, which, okay, I guess opium does that to you, I guess. Okay. There's a 80-foot fucking tiger that's just running around beheading samurais just because.
Was kind of cool.
I mean, it was, but it didn't explain how did you train this tiger to only kill these fucking people.
Yeah.
While
there
you-
was no.
Yeah,
no
while you kidnap whom I'm assuming is a princess because they kept calling her a princess, but none of her guards actually guard her. And instead of actually going to look for them, look for her themselves, they're like, let's hire that dude with that Nazi kimono on. That fucking guy is clearly trustworthy, even though apparently if he wears this shit, he is the living embodiment of death. But you know what? He lives in a shack down the fucking road that everyone knows about, which blew my mind. This girl goes to pickpocket him, and in the blink of an eye with his true samurai skills, he strips her of her fucking kimono in an entire crowded street, and with her skills of deduction, figures out this is the death samurai, knows where he lives, and just, gives it up, because that's clearly what you do when somebody embarrasses you in front of a crowd of people. You just admit defeat and just, spread eagle. But you know what the fucked up part is? This was released by the same company that did Ninja Scroll. So more than likely, there are people that were probably part of that story or part of that storyline that probably worked on both projects. They were both released by Manga Entertainment. Anybody associated with this shit should just go into their bathroom, cut on their favorite song, fill up their bathtub with hot bubble bath, take a shot of their favorite alcohol, and kick their fucking radio into the bathtub. I can't even give it a single star. This gets a flat out no rating from me. I wouldn't recommend this shit to anybody.
I second that.
Oh man, this movie. In all honesty, Taz, I really started to not watch this because of the hot pile of shit that we reviewed the other day. I was just like,
there were some redeeming factors for Bloodfist.
Okay,
his name was
nice.
Shaft. This has no redeeming factors. How do you fuck everything up? How do you have naked bitches and fuck that up? How do you have samurais fuck that up? Tigers that kill people, fuck that up.
That was the only best part of this movie.
But
the beginning, I was just like, okay, you got a tiger, he's fucking shit up. All right, cool, there's a lot of blood going on.
Everyone else's swords broke against this tiger. Everyone's spears broke against this tiger. Like, was this dude's sword magic? Because there'd be moments where, like, his eyes would turn, like, crystal blue, and I couldn't tell if motherfuckers were getting hypnotized or some shit. But whenever that would happen, he'd strike you down, and you were dead before your brain even realized it.
It doesn't even explain that. And like you said earlier about the guy that he's like, oh, you're karate. He's like, no, jujitsu. did no type of jujitsu, no armbar, no kimura. There
Well,
was no jujitsu.
Mhm.
Well, to his defense, that would have been that old stiff jujitsu that nobody uses that derived from quote unquote samurais, like the bujitsu and budo schools. But that still was some bullshit. So I don't know.
And what sucks about this is I really went to bat for like old school anime in the beginning of this episode,
Uh-huh.
and this
And
counts
then
as old school anime.
Ask us to watch this bullshit. And you funny you was saying you was going hard for old school anime, and in my head I just watched some bullshit a couple hours ago, and you're telling me, oh yeah, the old school this, old school that, and I didn't say nothing then, but I'm glad you recognized that. That's all.
Justice, seeing how you've watched this wonderful movie, why don't you go ahead and bring us the technique of the day?
Improve your skills, son. Harden your body. Become the number one man. Do not ever let anyone beat you.
Well, the most memorable move throughout this piece of garbage was again with the ninja, with the female ninja in the backbreaker and broke her in half. Yeah, if you're like 7 foot tall and you want to pick up a woman and she's a ninja and she's trying to kill you, yeah, breaking them across your back in half if you can would be great. I don't know if you can do that in real life.
Well, I don't know, man. Back in the 90s, Lex Luger was doing it. It was called the torture rack.
Yeah, but I don't think there were many females in it. I don't think you want to be putting females in the torture rack and like breaking them in half.
Times are different.
What did he? Yeah. But was it his back? It looked like he did over his head.
Yeah, he did over his head.
It was over his head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she was draped around him like a necklace, like the pieces.
Well, you know, I'm glad you brought that up. Who the fuck were the red ninja girls? Who the fuck were they?
Yeah, they didn't even explain them. They
They
just
didn't
came out of
explain
nowhere.
who they were, and they were just like, "We're here for the sword." How did you know this person had the sword? How did you know tonight was the night that you were going to be able to intercept that shit?
All I know is they labeled themselves as Koga ninjas. I think they were.
They did.
Which is very well known and well used. But I'm like, okay, you sure?
A ninja wearing a gas mask for no reason that spits spider webs? Fuck it, why not? Red.
Bro, that did happen.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
There's a fucking spider ninja who just shows the fuck up. And I'm almost positive some people that worked on this clearly must have worked on Ninja Scroll, because her dialogue about any man that is with me is destined to die is almost taken word for word from the Poison Chick from Ninja Scroll, which came out 2 to 3 years later.
Okay, yeah, I wonder if this was like the demo, like the storyboard.
The fucking beta?
Yeah. This was the storyboard for Ninja Scroll, and then they were like, we fucked this up. Let's get it right this time, guys.
Well, it's funny because a lot of, and I hate to compare the two, because you can't, but there's parallels between the two of them. Some of her dialogue
for sure.
in this movie and some of the dialogue of the girl in Ninja Scroll is almost identical. Completely mind-blowing. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, there are
the little demon guy who is essentially the dude that poisons Jubei.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost seems like this is what ended up being Ninja Scroll when everybody took their heads out of their asses.
But not only that, this dude is drawn strikingly similar to the blind samurai that Jubei fights in the bamboo forest in Ninja Scroll.
I was just going to say that.
The kimono is almost exactly the same, except instead of it being blue and white trim, it's white with faint blue trim.
The demeanor as well?
Yeah, the speech pattern, everything. And he even says the same line. The line about, what was the shit that he says in this movie about, I must kill you? Oh, fuck, what was the line? Rain Man, what was the line he says in this shit?
You leave me no choice.
Yeah, you leave me no choice but to kill you. The blind samurai dude in Ninja Scroll says the same fucking line. This must have been like the anime version of a sex tape that was accidentally released. Well, Justice, I thank you for our technique of the day. Would you be so kind as to take us down memory lane?
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
All right. So today, back in the day, promotion, we're gonna go with Fighting Network rings. Now, founded by Akira Maeda, professional wrestler in Japan, strong style. He wrestled Hulk Hogan, a couple of different people. Started out as strong style professional wrestling, kind of transferred over into MMA, mid to late '90s. You got some guys in there that some hardcore, maybe some casual fans might know. Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira was a champion in 2000. Dan Henderson, and of course, the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, got their start right here as well. You also have Russian trainer, fighter extraordinaire Volkan, who trains Fedor. He started there as well. So um, go to Google, YouTube it. You can see some pretty decent fights early on in MMA. Some good striking, good grappling, good submissions. Also, Ricardo Arona. They had a European version, then they had a Japanese version as well. Good fights. You'll see some a great transition when MMA, leaves that no holds barred scene into mixed martial arts. So good fights, good history. Check it out.
Well, Justice Magnificent, I appreciate you utilizing that Rain Man skill of yours and taking us back down memory lane. Gentlemen, that was all I had this evening with Anime Talk, Episode 6 of H8L Presents Fistfights and Fried Rice. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Be sure to listen, like, share, and subscribe for the latest episodes, news, and updates. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at h8l.muaythai or at fistfights.friedricepodcast. Twitter, check us out at h8l_fight talk.